Welcome to this video quiz. Today, we'll explore the history of the land of the rising sun, Japan. Get ready! According to legend, who was the first emperor of Japan? What was the name of the military government that ruled Japan from 1185 to 1868? Who was the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate in 1603? What was the capital of Japan during the Nara period, 710–794? Which Japanese warrior class emerged during the feudal period? Which event marked the end of Japan's isolationist policy in the mid-19th century? Who were the first recorded Europeans to reach Japan in 1543? What is the Japanese emperor's symbol? What was the primary purpose of Commodore Matthew Perry's mission to Japan in 1853? Who was the last shogun of Japan? What was Japan's first constitution, enacted in 1889 during the Meiji period? Which war marked the end of the Tokugawa shogunate and the beginning of the Meiji Restoration? Who was the last emperor of Japan to be considered divine? Which daimyo, although considered to be among Japan's three great unifiers, committed seppuku? Who was the first shogun of Japan? Which Japanese city was the first to be attacked with an atomic bomb in 1945? What was the name of the samurai code of honor? Who was the first foreigner to become a samurai? Which battle in 1600 established Tokugawa Ieyasu as the dominant power in Japan? What was the name of Japan's ruling military government during the Kamakura period, 1185, 1333. Which Japanese city was the capital during the Heian period? 794, 1185. Who was the Japanese emperor during World War II? What was the name of the treaty signed in 1854 that opened Japan to trade with the United States? What was the name of the period of peace and stability that lasted from 1603 to 1868 in Japan? Which naval battle in 1905 did Japan defeat Russia, signaling Japan's emergence as a global power? What was the name of the trading post for foreigners during the Edo period? What was the period of civil war in Japan from the late 15th to the early 17th century? Who was the founder of the Ashikaga shogunate in the late 12th century? Who was the emperor who moved the capital to Kyoto in 794? Which event in 1185 marked the beginning of the Kamakura period in Japan? What was the name of the treaty signed between Japan and the United States in 1858, which further opened Japan to trade with Western countries? Which city in Japan was the imperial capital from 794 to 1868? Who was the emperor of Japan during the Meiji Restoration? What unit of measure indicated an estimate of the volume of rice that could be produced from the land in a lord's domain? Which event in 1333 marked the end of the Kamakura regime? What was the military government that ruled Japan from 1336 to 1573? What was the name of the Japanese warrior code of conduct during the feudal period? Who was the Japanese admiral who planned the attack on Pearl Harbor in 1941? How many carriers did Japan lose in the Battle of Midway? Who led the Satsuma Rebellion? What do you call foot soldiers employed by the samurai class in feudal Japan? Which legendary swordsman wrote the Book of Five Rings? Who was the leader of the Mongol Empire whose fleets tried to invade Japan? Which naval officer led Japan to victory in the Battle of Tsushima? What do you call the female Japanese samurai? What do you call the Buddhist warrior monks of classical and feudal Japan? What do you call the final years of the Tokugawa shogunate? What do you call the large, vertically integrated business conglomerates in the Empire of Japan? Who rose from being Oda Nobunaga's sandal-bearer to become one of the most powerful persons in Japan? What was the name of the alliance between Choshu and Satsuma, which ultimately ended the Tokugawa regime? Thank you for watching. How many did you get? Share in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to see more.